Hi, so today I'd like to offer to you a special sequence that's designed to enhance pelvic mobility. So this is also going to be something that helps to release the lower back, obviously, but it's a response to a request from a student. So let's find ourselves on our backs on the mat. So we're going to start with the feet flat on the floor, heels drawn up close to the buttocks, thighs parallel to each other. And then you're going to just slide your hands up until you find the knees. Draw the knees gently, just a little bit towards your torso until you feel the lower back pressing into the ground. And then release the legs back, just the length of the arms, so the feet are going to be floating, and feel how that lower back has arced away from the ground. Let's do that a few more times. So as we draw the hands towards the torso, this is a posterior tilt of the pelvis. And as we release the hands out and the lower back arcs away from the floor, that's an anterior tilt of the pelvis. So let's just take a few of those, just massaging into the lower back and feeling the pelvis rocking forward and back. Beautiful. And then let's make some circles around. You can kind of glue the knees together here and just circle around the sacral area. And in the other direction. Nice. All right, so feet come down flat again and the heels close to the buttocks. Let's take the heels of the hands and find the groin creases. So we're going to press into the groin creases, and this will cause the pelvis to tilt anteriorly, spilling forward, and we'll feel that lifting up of the lower back away from the ground. Now the other motion is we're going to hug the shins into the torso, and you can feel the lower back pressing into the ground. So let's do that. This time we'll do it with a breath pulse, which I find feels just amazing. So taking the heels of the hands and pressing them into the groin creases, we're going to inhale as we spill the pelvis forward. And then on the exhale, we'll just allow the lower back to melt into the floor, draw the shins into the chest, and let's try that again. Inhaling, pressing tops of thighs. Lower back arcs away from the ground. And exhale, releasing that action, drawing the knees in. This time maybe peeling up the shoulder blades, engaging the core. And one last time. Pressing tops of thighs, inhale. And exhale, drawing the knees in towards the forehead. And then feet find the floor. Let's progress with this. So now we're going to draw the arms up overhead, and we'll take our rolling bridges here. So inhaling it up and exhale, melting the spine into the ground, and then we'll peel up and into that little coiled ball of energy. And again, inhale, arms up overhead, hips float. And exhale, reaching the shins, knees towards forehead. And one last time, inhale. And on the exhale, pelvis to the ground. Knees to forehead, coiling into a little ball. And then let's cross the legs, hands beside the body, and we'll rock it. And onto all fours. So let's work our cat-cow here, and let's start by tenting the fingers and tucking the pelvis. So here's our posterior pelvis tilt. Let the head hang down heavy, and let's sway forward and back. Easy motion. And then making some circles. And still in that position of the pelvis being tucked. And then side to side, we can just find some waves side to side. And then let's take our pelvis into the other orientation. So hands will be flat. We'll tuck the toes and allow the belly to soften down towards the ground. The groin creases become deep, and we have that tipping forward of the pelvis, the anterior tilt of the pelvis. And let's move forward and back any amount. And then finding some circles. And bend your elbows here as you need to make this movement feel just really nice, and circling in the other direction. Beautiful. Let's come back to our neutral pelvis, and we'll take that with a breath pulse. So tenting the fingers, rounding the spine, exhale. Inhale, tuck the toes, shining the heart forward, and exhale, rounding the spine up. Inhale, tuck the toes, shine the heart forward. Last pulse, exhale, rounding the spine. And inhale, heart shines forward. Coming back to our neutral spine, and let's do some barrel rolls. So just imagine your belly button is going to be creating circles this way. So circling around, bend those elbows as you need to. So now we've got a nice lateral stretch happening in the side body there, and then let's take it in the other direction. And we've got both of those motions of the pelvis that we've been exploring. Let's try that again in the first direction. And taking it in the opposite direction. Beautiful. And from here, let's find the same kind of idea in our downward dog. So tucking the toes, hips up and back, stretching those arms, and then coming to the balls of the feet, bending the knees, pressing back and feeling that spilling forward of the pelvis. And then drawing the heels towards the ground and feeling how we have a little tuck. Let's do two more. So bending the knees, pressing it back, and then heels come down, tucking, and inhale, bending the knees, and exhale, heels come down. We can play around also from this position with a kind of wave. So I'm going to keep my knees straight, more or less, and then I'm going to tuck the pelvis and then tilt it, spill it forward. So you might need to take a little peek at what I'm doing here and then see if you can find something similar in your own body. So it's just waving the pelvis forward and back. And then from here, let's bring both knees to the ground. Toes together, a little space between the knees, and let's release those wrists and shoulders by drawing the hands back. Alongside the body, let the forehead rest on the ground or perhaps on a block if that's more comfortable for you. taking a few breaths here. So the pelvis is naturally tucked. And then from here, we're going to cross the legs and just make that little transition back to the ground. So once again, heels come towards buttocks, and let's just let the arms relax out to the side. We're going to let the knees fall over to the left and the head roll to the right. So completely supported supine twist here. And we'll take a few breaths in this position, just really letting go of that work that we've been doing. The pelvic tilts. And then on the next inhale, we'll inhale the knees up. And on the exhale, drop them to the right, head rolls to the left. Filling the whole shape with breath. And then inhale takes us back to our starting point, and let's find our way into a Shavasana. And we'll take a few breaths here with holding an image in the mind as we breathe in. Imagine that we're drawing this energy into that pelvic bowl and just really nourishing it, finding healing in that area. So inhaling that light and healing energy into the pelvic bowl. And just finding a few more breaths with this focus. Staying here in your Shavasana as long as you're able to today. Relax deeply and relax completely.